Hi there, Gemini. Welcome to Eyes to See Tarot. And let's kick out a reading for you guys. Let's see what's going on. Love, relationships, work, business. Just a general read, baby. Let's see what's going on for my Gemini. Oh, no. Okay, Knight of Swords. The need to communicate. Thoughts. The need to communicate what's on my mind. Like I've been thinking about this for a very long time, right? I didn't see that. Huh. So I got the King of Swords in reverse, but I have the King of Cups in the upright. It's very passionate, very deep, very emotional, but it looks like there's going to be some issues that get brought up. Like, I don't necessarily see things the way that you see things, but I care enough about us, the relationship. I'm going to look a little bit deeper, but for some odd reason, I care enough to tell you even the bad things, you know? And then the Ten of Swords. Now this could be something that's been weighing on somebody's mind. I'm not saying that it's necessarily weighing on your mind, that it has to come out. I did say that it's something that's been on your mind for a while. Because if it was something that you had just like, I don't know, dreamt up, grabbed out of thin air or something, it would probably be the Page, right? Because this is a night, I've thought about it for a little minute, and I'm going to tell you a thing or two about a thing or two, and it looks like it's more than a thing or two, and there's probably like 10 or 12 of them. But with the Ten of Swords, there's this impasse that we have come to, where I've had all that I can stand and I can't stand no more. So let's go ahead and clear the air, because well, I guess I'm in the business of giving a fuck. Yay. So with the Ten of Swords there, like I said, Knight of Cups, King of Swords in reverse. Let's pull another black and white deck. Let's see what's really going on. It also could be something like, whatever comes out or what's fixing to come out will, break a couple people. Strength. It's like I'm not biased about it. This is something that I have put to the test. It's something that I'm all inclusive in. It's both sides of the story. I've been to hell, and I've been back, and I've been there, and I've been forward and side to side and everything. And we all have come to the conclusion that this is the price of rice in China. Let me get you up to speed. Okay, so it does look like you have a leg to stand on, though. Like, that goes right there. The Ace of Pentacles and the Four of Pentacles. And hopefully there is a way that you can do such a thing without putting too much of your resources on the craps table, so to say. What are you? Mystery card. Ace of Swords. What's that word? It's not victory. It's not victorious. It's ordained. It's anointed. And hopefully you can get this across in such a way that they immediately start, whoever you're dealing with, immediately starts like healing from it. Like, not only, you ever heard the phrase, diplomacy is telling somebody to go to hell in such a way that they're happy when they leave. You know, they're happy to get there, excited to go. So you got to be a little diplomatic about this, Gemini. I think that, you know, it's kind of in the cards. There is a way. There's a way to handle yourself. There's a way to handle things. And you first. Okay, he said him first. Let's see. The person that Gemini is dealing with. Can I see a little bit about the person Gemini is dealing with? A little backstory, a little insight, a little something, something, please. A little something, something for Gemini in the way of, I'd say like it could be a Sagittarius, right? So a romantic partnership. Someone who doesn't necessarily like put their best foot forward. They're like renowned. Why doesn't that sound like a word? They're well known. Yeah. They're well known for not necessarily utilizing things appropriately, you know? Like, there's like not a drop of worry in this person's cup. Not at all. Ignorance is bliss. That's what I'm getting. Ignorance is bliss. Can you see that? 10 of Cups right there. Okay, so this person is blissfully unaware that you have something to tell them. But it also is for their best benefit. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, and it's part of their ascension plan or part of their ways to take a step up. You know, usually when something comes, some information comes from people that we are very close to, people we respect, people that we trust, people that we love, we're liable, you know, it goes down a little bit better. The medicine goes down a little bit better. If we take it from, like, I don't know, an adversary or something similar to that, it seems to have the tendency to do that spiteful reaction, that negative thing, right? And like I said, diplomacy is a way to tell people to go to hell, and they happy to go, you know. And I don't get that that's necessarily what's happening, but I think that you've been holding on to this thought process, this thinking, right, for quite some time. And maybe because you're sure that it's going to break them or break their heart or really hurt their feelings or in the relationship, right? You know, drive a wedge between you two. But for the most part, it says that if you do say it in such a way that it's almost instantly reparative, right? It's almost like a form of compassion, right? The King of Cups, right? Now, yeah, you can say whatever you want with the King of Swords in reverse, right? And, you know, it is something I'm angry about. It is something I think about. It is something I worry about. It's just something that I don't like. It is something that I have negative emotions surrounding or negative thought patterns surrounding. Let's see. No. All right. Can someone please tell me what is actually on Gemini's mind? What's really going on? I'm nosy and I want to know. Oh, you. 3 of Cups. Oh. Are you telling them about a past relationship? Are you telling them about a current interest or something? Because the 3 of Cups usually denotive in reverse of like third party situation, right? It's not all happy-go-lucky friends and family support system, stuff like that. So this is somebody negative, like gossiping, something happening behind your back, right? So if that's what's really on your mind, if that's what you plan on telling this person, something that you're sure would destroy them, but in all actuality, if you do it with love and consideration, right? Diplomacy, then it has the opposite effect. It has the effect to actually mend them and strengthen them and ascend them. So, I mean, I'd say get to work. But though, now that this card's on the table and I realize exactly what is on your mind, what you plan on. Oh, okay. And even so much as to say that you plan on leaving with someone else. Because with the Six of Swords right here in the upright, like mentally, or maybe it's mentally moving away from that third party situation. Like, I don't know how or what is, and it's probably different for a lot of you. Like, in somebody's situation, it could be that, you know, I was talking to this person, but I stopped talking to them. I don't know how that would help them ascend. That would help them probably leave you. And I don't know if that's the goal. Depending on your situation, I'm not sure if that's the goal. I think the goal is to, like, not transition past something. So I think the goal might actually be to hang on to this person by becoming transparent, by becoming honest, by opening up on that level, right? And the funny situation about things like that is that, you know, we get all so hot and heavy about people cheating or cheating. They're talking to this one, they're talking to that one, you know. But in all actuality, I think it's the thought that hurts worse than the actual happening, right? So if you take a step back, and I do this thing without you knowing, like test and control, like subjects in a lab, right? And I do this thing and you get really, really, really happy, right? Then this thing is adding to you. It is benefiting you. It is strengthening you. It is doing our relationship a service. But if you knew for face value, or if you saw it or you heard about it behind somebody, you know, then it would offend you. You would immediately get angry and then cut off that lifeline, that umbilical cord of sorts, of fresh, clean information, water, energy that was coming in. Now, on the other side of that, if I'm talking to somebody and I call you and you had a really bad day, then my loyalty would state that I would not talk to that person again if I cared for you. You understand what I'm saying? That's where it kind of gets fuzzy with the whole cheating energies and other people's relationships or society standards of what a relationship is. You know, you got to trust and know your partner. Let's dig in this deck because I really want an open-ended idea of what's going on. Gemini wanting to come clean, but doing so in a way, what is the possibility? What are the possibility of the other person's reaction? No, you don't want to talk to me. They don't want to tell me. They don't want to tell me. It's a secret. If you knew how it would happen, you wouldn't do it. And we really need you to do it, Gemini. Spirit getting spanky. No, that doesn't feel right. Two of Wands in reverse. The Lovers in reverse. The Seven of Wands. The Ten of Swords. And the Five of... Oh, okay. So initially it looks like it will be the detriment, right? The absolute detriment of the relationship. But then after a certain amount of time, like they start to, I don't know, the Seven of Wands in reverse is about, you know, being overpowered, right? A overpowering nerve or overpowering desire to come back. Because, like, I just made up my mind. It's done with the Lovers in reverse and the Two of Wands in reverse. Initially, because, like I said, of societal standards. But I'm telling you that society wrote the entire book on how we programmed our life, and that's not right. It's not right. Okay, so initially it looks like they're going to be very, very offended, right? And kind of walk away. But overpowering states that eventually there's that Ten of Swords in reverse that we saw earlier, right? Diplomacy. In a way. Telling them in a way that... Okay, but eventually there will be healing, and you know, it might be sooner for a lot of you. Like it might be within the first hour or so. I sat in my room, I packed a few things, I decided that maybe I just wanted to know more, or maybe I wasn't as offended as I thought that I was, because society told me that I should be offended. Right? And the Five of Coins in reverse, the Five of Pentacles in reverse is a coming back to, or allowing myself back in, where I know it's warm and comfortable and safe and sound and secure, right? The World, though, it's like there'll be no love lost, right? There's going to be some offense taken, you know. There will be some forgiveness. There will be some understanding, some comprehension, some talking going on. But in the grand scheme of things, with the World in reverse, there is an ending and there is a new beginning. Like I said, with this person right there, initially it came up that, you know, they're very happy as they are. There's no need to really change that. But there is an ascension with the Judgment. Right? There is an ascension waiting for them, a higher state of consciousness, a better way of looking at things, of viewing things, a maturing of sorts, so to say. So the World, I think that this is a really good card of that completed cycle of being naive, right? Ignorance is bliss, right? And then a new beginning into the higher state of consciousness of having somebody that, you know, has actually been through the fire, and when they realized that they had been walking through the fire and have not only not got burnt but kind of got refined, then maybe it might open their eyes a little bit that, you know, it did really come from a place of love, didn't it? All right, do I have anything more for my Gemini, please? Anything more for my Gemini? Just a couple of spitballs, please. Random messages. See, the thing also is when you have an ending and you refuse to take the ending, there's all these soul contracts and people that you're supposed to meet on each side. They're supposed to meet their people. You're supposed to meet your people. You're supposed to grow and change. And if you forego that, or if you decide not to do that, then I actually have to open myself up to all those soul contracts because they're actually not foregone, right? They're still in the contract, your contract that you created with yourself. So, I now have to be a vessel for that, which, you know, often makes me feel like I'm not, like, you know, when you get in a relationship and you've been in it so long and you're like, I was a completely different person. I don't even know who I am anymore. That's because you're that vessel letting those other things in. I'd much rather just be that tether, right? That lifeline. I'd much rather watch you grow and change and just be there. I don't want to be anybody other than me. I got the King of Cups, right? I'm not too big on extra, like, possession and stuff like that. It's icky. It's really icky. Page of Swords. There is some obsession, right? Over a new start. You know, where you're putting your time, where you're putting your energy, and it kind of keeps an idea of coming back, coming back, coming back, right? Because that mental obsessiveness, right, will tend to linger for quite some time for some of you, depending on how the relationship or how the situation unfolds for you. How did you control yourself? How did you... No, not that. I have the Ten of Cups in reverse, and I have the King of Pentacles in reverse. For some of you, it could actually destroy the person. Like, they'll become a little bit more, like, to themselves and guarded. They're still going to be the same happy person on the outside, but they're masking, you know, because I don't think that the programming, like I said, was completely released or relinquished, right, with the ascension, or it wasn't programmed in properly. That I am somebody that you can lean on. I am somebody that you can depend on. I am, when you have 10 bags of groceries and you just made a haul and you've got to drop the groceries and go, you know, and it's raining and the steps are slippery, and I lean to grab that handrail. That handrail that's supposed to support me. I'd rather it not be there at all if it's not going to support me in my times of need. Do you understand the trust space here? You understand? But if that handrail had never let me down, you know, if it had never wiggled, if it had never wavered, then I wouldn't be saying remove the handrail. I wouldn't be saying that at all. Okay, on the Ace of Swords in reverse, I have the High Priestess. I have the Seven of Wands in reverse, and I have the Lovers in reverse. Of course, it's the same situation. So this is a situation that it's like it can't be swept under the rug. There's a calling, there's a knocking on your heart, there's an idea to do it because of the importance that it plays in this person's ascension. I mean, there's probably there's probably multiple reasons. There's always a multitude of reasons, but there's probably more reasons than that. But that being the primary point of focus for this reading, it seems like all drains lead to the ocean here. With the Ace of Swords, like if I decided to go ahead and sweep this under the rug and, you know, it was laid on my heart, but I'm like, yeah, no, I don't trust myself to be diplomatic. I don't trust myself to do it. I don't trust them not to leave me. I don't trust the situation, right? Instead of just coming out and come clean and getting it done, right? Say I swept it under the rug and I kept it to myself, High Priestess. You know, it's also denotive of blocked intuition, like something that I know that I need to do that I am not doing, right? And still, that overtaken with the Seven of Wands in reverse, like losing ground, losing footing. I'm never gonna dance again, 'cause guilty feet have got no rhythm. I know it's easy to pretend. You know I'm not a fool. So with the Lovers in reverse, it's still going to end up putting a wedge, because honestly I think that your part in their soul contract was this also. Let's Let's not negate this very, very important part of the decorating process. Okay, so there's definitely like 3 outcomes. But you see, I want to see a little bit more about this King of Pentacles, because in this door number 2, this fine, friendly, awesome door number 2, for some of you it looks like, you know, the Ten of Cups is all good, all happy, all pleased. You know, roses and shit. So, but they're pleased, but they're not sincere. Like I said, they're a little bit more self-centered, selfish, unstable, right? Or maybe they could be like hoarding funds and I don't know, leaving you out of things now. Do you understand? Like returning the favor for how they feel like they might have been disrespected or whatever. I think that's why it's pretty important to be diplomatic, caring, compassionate, understanding, and hear, like, or however you plan to do this thing, right? Get this off your chest. I'm not going to put too much focus on the whole leaving thing and obsession thing, you know, obsessing, and then creating that tether, that energetic tie or tether, even though they're not physically there anymore. I'm not going to put too much energy into that possible timeline, because that's not actually the timeline I'm shooting for. And the Knight of Swords. Yeah. It's basically a shutting down. There is a possibility of some sort of shutting down, masking, right? I don't think that for the most part this is probably the better timeline where there is a moving on in order of, you know, secession, right? This would be bad to live in. Door number 2, with them masking and then hiding and withholding things from you, not being as open, as honest, as, you know, I don't know, filterless as before. But this one, right, like I said, this one right here, this is like locking your daughter in the closet, and then when they finally get out, when they're 18, 19, 20, and they see that other girls have their ears pierced, or other girls did this, or other girls did that, and everything else like that, and you told them, you know, you kept them too sheltered, that it'll create like this humongous wedge, right, of neglect, almost. Yeah, that's the regretful path right there. That's the path I think that you'll most regret. Because honestly, who wants to be friends with a person that can't be open with the person that they said that they choose? Let's see. Okay, with the Strength card, I think that this is okay. So timeline 1, I said the one that we weren't going to put a lot of energy and effort into, because we didn't want to give that timeline power, right? Where they're overly obsessive, start a new journey, but they're still overly obsessive about this thing and about you, because the honestly, I don't think the contract was supposed to dissolve, but if they're too overly offended, or if they're too stuck in societal norms, it's a possibility that, you know, that's a thing. Anyway, it's by the look of the cards, it's like I'd say the lesser of two evils, the lesser of three evils. I can't pick your path for you. I have no clue. But with the Hermit in reverse, it's like overall, it's not the most optimal situation, right? The most optimal situation would have been if you would have told them in the beginning. That would have been more optimal. That would have been like we could have bypassed all this shit altogether, right? I don't know, but people don't really do that, do they? Anyway, Gemini, it was a pleasure reading for you. I hope you enjoyed the read. If you did, please like, comment, subscribe. Do hit the bell if you want to be informed next time I upload. And until then, thanks for stopping at Eyes to See Tarot.